So, hey, how you doing, Mr. Guy?
All right, good bro.
Hey, can you talk to us about social justice? Because I know you've been out here doing this thing for a minute. And you've been calling the city of Wilmington on the carpet and everything.
It's at the end of the day,
Yeah.
it's about the policies that are in place.
Okay.
What's the rules of the game?
Yeah.
So in Delaware, we have a problem. In Wilmington, we have a problem.
Mm-hmm.
One problem is there's a book called a police manual. And it's a book that's about 3 inches thick. And when this new council came in, I told everybody on council, every councilman needs a copy of the police manual. So I put in a resolution for every member of council to receive a copy of the police manual.
Mm-hmm.
So the police chief and the mayor and the president of council and the law department, they convinced the members of city council that they didn't need to see the police manual. So when we took the vote, the council voted against the council having a copy of the police manual.
Wow.
Now,
so what's in that manual?
All of the rules of the game. So
Okay.
in other words, if me and you graduate from high school today and we get a scholarship to go to college, the first thing that our dads need to give us is a copy of the NCAA rule book, right?
Mm-hmm.
And our father should tell us to read that over the summer to study the rules of the game. Well, the police manual is the rules of the game.
Okay.
So citizens should be able to go online and get a hard copy of the police manual to read the rules of the game. So if I said to you right now in the Wilmington police manual, is it okay to put your knee in somebody's neck? All you could tell me is you don't know.
Yeah.
Because you don't even know where you could possibly look at a police manual.
Got a question. Is that part of the Freedom of Information Act?
No, they hide it and they cover it up. But that's why I had the vote taken. All council had to do was say, yeah, councilmen need it. Then once we looked at it, then we probably all recognized that we need to put it on the internet for the citizens to see. If you Google police manual throughout the country, some police departments have it posted on their website.
Okay.
Some try to cover up the rules of the game. But how can you play a game of being a good citizen if you don't know the rules of the game?
Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree.
So that's one thing. So I tried to open that up for the community so that if there's a rule in there that the community don't like, then the community can say, hey, this rule needs to be changed. But I'm going to say again, I'm going to just bring everything current. If I ask everybody in here, is it lawful or is it consistent with the rules of the Wilmington Police Department manual for the Wilmington Police Department to put their knee in your neck and hold you there for 8 minutes? Nobody could answer that question.
Yeah.
So then how you going to file a complaint that the officer violated the rules when you don't know the rules?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So these are the kind of things that I do because I'm not just a civil rights person, but I'm a technician too.
Okay.
So I tried to create a judiciary committee to deal with civil rights issues and things of that nature, right? That also include police brutality and community police relations. So again, the people in the positions of power convinced the council to vote against having a judiciary committee. 7-6, it was defeated.
Yeah.
That was to protect the community. So there'd be a place when there was issues, the community could bring concerns about policies and procedures related to the civil rights of Wilmington citizens with respect to all departments.
Yes.
Right? So these are just examples of, every time I see these kind of things take place and I think about the things that I work on consistently year after year to protect the citizens' interests, but there's always the opposition from the people that oppress the community. And then Wilmington is a city where 10 out of 13 members of council are African American. So
we're being oppressed by our own people at times.
That's most of the time.
Most of the time? Wow.
Yeah, because the lack of a judiciary committee is because if there's 10 black people voting, then how can there not be a judiciary committee to protect the civil rights of the citizens of Wilmington when almost 60% of the residents of Wilmington are minority. So why would folks vote against that? Because they're not concerned about the community. They're concerned about the people they answer to.
Yeah.
Right? And then there was I was just giving you a couple of examples, and I'll give you one other example. The body-worn cameras.
Yeah,
so
whatever
Trippy Congo and Vash Turner, they introduced the legislation. I work with them consistently. And it's other folks who have done everything they could to fake like they're for them, but when it matters, they vote against them. And then they're always passing these fake resolutions like they're for them, but they blocking the legislation and holding it up in committee to actually put it in the budget and purchase the cameras. So we got these games going on, right? And I'm just saying, you know, the community's all upset about what's happening, but the community ain't getting upset about what's happening right here to protect the community's interests. So, you know, I remember when Jeremy Bam Bam McDowell got killed. Now, I don't remember seeing this many people here when the guy here in Delaware got shot up in the wheelchair illegally, right?
Yeah, I remember that.
Like, so what's happening here in Delaware takes a back seat to what's happening across the country. So it's all one country. So we need to be here. But we needed to be here too because the policy hasn't been changed that led to Jeremy McDowell being killed. Because there's been no accountability on changing the policies from that activity. So, you know, I'm always down for civil rights and looking out for the people, the regular people. Yeah. I mean, I didn't had the government point a gun at my head. So I'm just like every other brother. I didn't had it happen to me. Right. Police pointing a gun at my head. I ain't did nothing wrong. Jump out the car, pointing a gun at your head. So, you know, so by the grace of God, I guess I'm still here. So I don't really need to be scared enough of it. Because he brought me through that. Yeah, he kept you. Yeah, so that means he got some work for me to do.
Because I always hear about the city ain't never got no money for stuff that it really needs.
That's a lie.
And I believe that as well. I
I'm telling you straight to you, it's a lie.
It's a lie.
Now let me give it to you plain. Okay. This is what I told everybody 20 years ago on City Council, on live TV. There's money available for whatever it is that folks want to do in the state of Delaware. Between the city, county, state, there's money to do anything that folks want to do. Now, if folks don't want to do something, then they just say there ain't no money available. But there's always money available.
Even with the body cams.
I'm saying you just heard that the city was involved in buying the Rite Aid building for $5 million, right? But they didn't. But they bought it. They didn't buy it because the city has something they want to do with it. The city bought it because the developer that owns the city, Pacini Poland, had his buddy Pazicki buy it and hold it so nobody else can get it.
Wow.
So that they can control who they allow to get engaged in economic development in Wilmington.
Isn't that like a clash of interest? You know, the mayor's involved.
Well, I mean, I'm saying when you say a clash of interest, I'm saying to you that they doing just what they do.
Okay,
so,
thank you.
So that's just what they doing. They just doing what they doing, and you know, so that's $5 million from the UDAG money. The Wilmington Housing Partnership owe us $3.4 million.
Wow.
But the mayor, Cheney was the chairman of the board of that for the last 12 years. So when the money vanished, the mayor ain't made no effort to try to recoup the $3.4 million from the Wilmington Housing Partnership. And then the treasurer, Velda Potter, came up with an idea to refund.
A couple minutes, but in the meantime, there's water, snacks, gas, sunscreen. Stay hydrated, it's getting hot.
She's an expert in financing. So she discussed with me an opportunity to refund some city bonds for a potential saving of $7 million. Because, you know, if you borrow some money 3 years ago and interest rates drop down, then you go back and refinance your mortgage, right? At the lower interest rate. Well, the same thing if we borrow a bunch of money we go and the interest rates drop or certain circumstances change, then you go refund them, right? And you save the money. So I put in the legislation. So guess what? The mayor, because he wasn't smart enough and his team wasn't smart enough to figure it out, we passed the legislation for them to do it. So he refuses to call a meeting so that we could go ahead and refund and save a bunch of money. So then, because he's playing games, then all of a sudden the stock market crashed. Remember?
Yeah.
So he blew the opportunity for us to save almost $7 million.
Wow.
So when you talk about there ain't no money, so what is it that you want done? Because I can guarantee you that $5 million plus $3.4 million plus $7 million is nowhere. You don't need all of that money for whatever the ideas are that you have.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for clearing that up. I appreciate you.
Okay.
All right. Listeners, this is Sam Guy. He's old school civil rights in the city of Wilmington. He is a lawyer. He has been worked with Newcastle County and also the city of Wilmington. So I thank you for your time, sir.
Sure, no problem.
All right, listeners. This is your boy, Brother Leon. We're still going to record some things. Peace.